Hello, dear students. Now, finally, we have come to the end of the year's course. So, to begin with, we will start with chapter 11, that is air and water. We all know that we are surrounded by air, though we cannot see or touch, but we can feel it, right? Our earth, it's covered or wrapped, okay, covered or wrapped, same meaning. Okay, so our earth is covered in a blanket of air, and that we call it as atmosphere. Now, the air, it consists of several gases, right? So we'll see the composition of air. That is, air is a mixture of different gases such as nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, argon. All right, and since these are present in air, they are present uh, in the amount of percentage. Okay, so these gases, we'll see how much percentage it is present in the air. That is, the amount of nitrogen in air is 78%, amount of oxygen in air is 21%, amount of carbon dioxide is 0.03%, and water vapor and other gases, they are around 0.9%. Okay, so this is the amount of different gases in percentage they are present in the air. Next is about the characteristics of air. We can say it even as the properties of air. All right, first is air has weight. This we can do through an experiment. If we hang two balloons filled with air, like you can see the picture, it's tied in two ends with a string, and you can hang it and keep it in a stick. Okay, and afterwards when you see that like if you burst one of the balloons, the other one with full gas, it will be slightly lower, it will come down. All right, and the one without air, that will go upwards. Why? Because the one which has weight will come down, right? So air has weight. All right, and next is air occupies space. Similarly, you can take a balloon, and without air it will not take the shape. All right, but when you once you blow air into the balloon will expand. So through that we can prove that air occupies space. Air supports burning. All right, when you light a candle using a matchstick, okay, it will be in burning situation, but once you take a glass and cover that little candle, or the candle which is burning, if you cover with a glass, what happens? After a few seconds, the candle will get off, means it will off. All right, it will not burn anymore. Why? Because air is needed for burning. Without air it cannot burn. So air supports burning. Now air is again essential for breathing purpose also. We all need air to breathe. All right, humans and animals, we take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. And plants, what they do, they absorb carbon dioxide from air, and then they release oxygen. All right, so these are the different characteristics and properties of air. Even air can be compressed, or that is, air can be squeezed into smaller spaces. So these are the different properties of air. Our next topic is air pressure. What is air pressure? It is caused by weight of the air in the atmosphere pressing down on the earth. Okay, the pressure given by air in all directions, that is the air pressure. Air exerts or gives pressures in all directions equally, and this helps us in our daily routine. Okay, for example, we can do an experiment, like if we take a can, or a liquid can containing liquid, like a oil can. All right, and we are able to pour the liquid or oil from the tin or cans. Now if we make one hole in the tin, only a very little amount of liquid will flow, and then for certain time, and it will stop. But if we make two holes, Alright, then through one hole the air enters and pushes liquid through the other hole. So through this we can see that air exerts pressure. We can like do this experiment and we can prove that air exerts pressure. Now expansion and contraction of air. What is expansion and contraction? That is when substances expands or increases inside, that is the expansion, and it's due to the warmer condition, like when they get warm. Okay, due to the heat the substance expand and they contract or decrease in size on getting cooler. All right, that is expansion and contraction. Like here you can see a picture, right? Like I will explain this experiment you can do. Like if you a balloon is fixed at the mouth of the empty bottle, right? Now the balloon is placed in the container of hot water as shown in the picture. We will notice that the balloon gets bigger and it expands. Alright, why? This is because as the air in the bottle becomes warm, it expands, taking up more space. Now, if the bottle with the balloon is taken out of hot water and put into cold water, okay, a container containing cold water, what happens? The air will shrink or contract. The balloon also will shrink in size. It will take less space and the balloon will deflate, that is shrink in size. This is the thing about expansion and contraction of air, and we can prove this with the help of an example. All right, now the next topic is water. As we all know, three-fourths of our earth's surface it is covered with water, but most of the water is found in seas and oceans, and these are all unfit for drinking. Why? Because they are salty in taste, right? So we cannot drink, they are impure. Only a small portion of water on the earth is fresh. Thus, water is very precious and we need to use it very carefully. We should not waste water or pollute it. Okay, because it will be scarce in quantity. Now, like we see in daily news and TVs also, like there are places like where they don't get water, proper amount of water. Drought condition occurs. People even die due to lack of water. So we have to use water properly. We can conserve the water. Okay, uses of water. For what all purposes do we use water? We use it for drinking, cooking, washing, taking bath, watering plants. Okay, for many other works, all the works in our daily lives we use water for those purposes. Okay, properties of water, that means we can see the properties of water, that is water is tasteless, means no taste. It is even colorless, they do not have color, and odorless, that is no smell. So water neither has taste nor color or smell. Now water can be found in different states. Okay, like it's found in three states, that is solid, liquid and gases. Like if you take water in a ice tray and put it in the deep freezer, due to the cold condition it will turn to solid, that is ice. Again if you take it out from the freezer, those ice, due to the heat, again it will turn to liquid state. All right, and if we boil or heat the water, what happen? It will evaporate, right? It forms steam come out from that water as it evaporates. So it's in the gaseous form. Thus, water is found in three forms, that is the solid, liquid and gas. Now many substances are soluble in water such as sugar, salt, juice. These all are soluble in water, and water can dissolve many substances in it. So it is known as what? It is known as the universal solvent. Okay, water is known as universal solvent. Now salt in water, they form a solution. When you mix salt with water it forms a solution, and this is known as brine. Okay, there are even substances which are insoluble in water. What are they? Like sand, stone, mud, that is they do not mix along with water, they are insoluble in water. Pure and clean water, we all need water for what purpose? For drinking purpose and to do other works, right? Why? To live. But water in rivers, ponds or lakes, they are unclean and they are not fit for drinking. So we have to purify water before drinking them. All right. Now, potable water. What is potable water? Pure and clean water fit for drinking. That is known as potable water, which we use for drinking. This pure and clean water. To purify water, there are different methods we can use, such as sedimentation, decantation, filtration, chlorination, and boiling. Okay, first is the sedimentation. What is sedimentation? If there is mud in, you can see the picture also, like if I dissolve mud in water, what happens after some time? The mud, it will settle down. Uh, if left undisturbed, right, it will settle at the bottom of the container. Okay, so this is the process of sedimentation, that is settling down of sediments. All right, the impurities, they settle down, so this process is known as sedimentation. Next we have the decantation. What is decantation? This decantation, it is followed after sedimentation. What we do in this process, after the sediments settle down, the water in the top part of the glass, it becomes clean, and it is poured gently, tilting the glass, and this process is decantation. We can take the top clear liquid into another container. This process is known as decantation. Next we have the process of filtration. For this process we can use a thin cloth of filter paper, okay, to purify water. As we pour those unclean water, what happens? The impurities will be left behind on the cloth or the filter paper, and clear clean water will pass through it. Okay, this process is filtration. Now at home, what people do, people can't be using filter papers and all, right, we for drinking, right? So what we do, we use filters which contain candles, and these candles are of clay, and they have pores or holes. The water, it drips through the holes very slowly, but the impurities, they cannot pass through it. Some filters, they are fitted on tap directly these days, okay, to get pure and clean water. After filtration and decantation, water may still contain germs which causes disease such as dysentery, typhoid, and jaundice. So to kill germs, we can use other methods too, such as boiling and chlorination. What is boiling? It is to heat water around 5 to 7 minutes, right? We see the steam coming out, the bubbles forming in the water. So that is a process of boiling. All right, this kills germs, and we can later on cool that water and drink those boiled water. Chlorination is another process in which chemicals are being added. Okay, chemicals called chlorine is added to the water, and this is done at the city water works to provide clean water in towns. Chlorine, it what it does, it kills germ. Now even in hotels, hospital, offices, chlorination method is used, because there we cannot be boiling the water and giving everyone. So what do they do out the in such places, in towns and cities also, chlorine is being added to the water, and it is being supplied to the home. So we have come to the end of the chapter. I hope you go through the notes well, and prepare well for your exam. Thank you.